Oh, I said, don't you just love that noise? Anyway, what's all this about? So those who aren't familiar with taping their mouth at night, I'll tell you a little story. But also those that aren't familiar with my channel, there's a reason why I walk around in my shorts and t-shirt throughout the year. And obviously it's summer now, so it's very easy to do that. And in fact, it is lovely in the rain, as I've mentioned back there. The beautiful sound that you get whilst in the woodland with the rain coming through the canopy is just something else. A couple of weeks ago, I suffered a little bit with hay fever. My hay fever symptoms have dramatically dissipated over the years, and certainly since doing things like the Wim Hof method, etc., I have found that my allergies have improved, and so much so that I normally only get hay fever 2 or 3 days a year. Now, recently I put myself in the firing line because I took on a part-time gardening job. And I mean, there was one particular occasion where in one client's garden, they had a whole garden full of ornamental grasses. And so whilst weeding in those grasses, some of the grasses were sort of yay high. Of course, my nose and my mouth were right there next to the allergens. So clearly I did suffer. And during that period, I noticed obviously that at night, my nose was running, it was blocked. And of course, my body or my brain decided to therefore use my mouth to breathe at night rather than my nose. Now, I rather arrogantly or stupidly thought that I'd already figured this bit out 1.5 years ago after reading The Oxygen Advantage by Patrick Mckeown, in which he tells us all to tape up your mouth at night if you are somebody that suffers sleep apnea or snoring or has various other respiratory conditions. It is a very good tool. It's a very good trick to stop you from mouth breathing and making sure that you breathe through your nose at night. Now, I don't think I did this long enough, but I also think that perhaps that period there of hay fever caused me to regress, possibly. I don't know. But either way, it made me realize that even on good days, I don't think I'm always, throughout the whole night, breathing through my nose only. So what I decided to do 4 days ago was tape my mouth up again. Last night was really interesting. So I've been experimenting with the placement of the tape. Now, it could either go, difficult now because in the rain, obviously it's all soggy, and it's got Winston's hair all over it as well, nice. So it could either go that way or get a full length to go across the whole mouth. And I've been testing these different methods. What I found by doing this way is that during the night, my brain sent a message to breathe through my mouth. My mouth, because the two sides of my mouth were left untaped, that apparently, according to my wife, there was this very odd sound of me effectively breathing out the side. However, when I tried the full mouth tape, I think that could be a good technique. However, I actually felt it last night. I think there was a message that got sent to my brain that I might be suffocating or being suffocated, because I actually woke up making a funny noise, a kind of a oh type noise. So I don't think I'll do the full mouth taped method next time. I think tonight I'll just go across the mouth. Some of you, when you try this first, it may only feel comfortable, say for 10 minutes, but don't worry, it's sort of a case of just keeping at it and you'll get used to it. Inevitably, it's going to feel like you're being suffocated or being forced to breathe through this. So I think what I need to do is practice this now over a 2-month period. I'm so keen to improve my breathing via the various methods that I employ, Soma breath, Wim Hof method, Buteyko, and anything else that comes my way. You know, the whole of my channel, as you know, is all about me enhancing my life physically and mentally. People have gotten used to seeing me do odd things in the village. My wife has gotten used to me doing odd things. I'm currently testing, and this isn't odd, by the way, I should add, but I'm currently testing essential oils, something somebody in my Facebook group, the Tribe of Evolutionaries, sent me a few samples of some Doterra essential oils. And these are things that I'd previously assumed were only really stuff that you burned in a kind of an aromatherapy fashion. And it's not something that really appeared on my radar as ever being useful to my health. However, I think I could well be wrong there. And so just like anything, I have an open mind. I like to sample and experiment and research various different practices. If after a period of time they work, I tell you about them, and possibly during that time, whilst practicing them, I tell you about them. And that's what we're doing here. Now, I'll finish off with a tip. So what I've found is that during the night, I don't think I have a deviated septum, or at least I hope I don't, but certainly I know that my passageways here could be a little clearer, even on good days. And I found these really help. This is not product placement, by the way. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just telling you about this because it helps. But they've certainly helped me anyway. So it's just a strip that you stick over here and it opens up this bit of your nose. So at night, not only do I tape my mouth up, but I stick one of these strips on my nose as well. And that seems to help. It's almost sending a message to the brain of, look, I'm making it as easy as possible for you. So come on, use this instead of this. If, by the way, you haven't read The Oxygen Advantage, I highly recommend it. And if you haven't read Breath by James Nestor, I highly recommend that too. Breath is actually more interesting because it's written by a journalist. He knows how to write in an interesting fashion, in an enthusiastic fashion. It's kind of a story of his journey as well, of improving his respiratory condition. He's had respiratory problems in the past. He was a mouth breather. So it's a really interesting book. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.